is a killer queen. Gunpowder, gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind. Only for you.
Hidden and patient. That will be my motto. Your smile is almost convincing.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, a beautiful queen named Ravenna gave birth to a baby girl. The kingdom was filled with joy and celebration, and everyone was excited to welcome the new princess. However, the queen's happiness was short-lived, as she soon discovered that her baby girl was not an ordinary child. The baby girl was born with a mark on her forehead, a symbol that had never been seen before in the kingdom. The queen was struck with fear and confusion, and she knew that her daughter was destined for something different, something dark. The king, on the other hand, was overjoyed with the birth of his firstborn child. He held her in his arms and looked into her bright, curious eyes. "She will be the greatest queen this kingdom has ever seen," he said to Ravenna.
Come to me.
He envied you. Then
You felt it since Sodom.
You won't find her in your visions.
Times when my crimes
She's gone.
will seem
She's lost for good.
unforgivable.
On our terms.
Strange highs and strange lows.
Forget the bottle.
Let
your chaos explode.
Strange love.
You are pure chaos right now.
Give it to
I
me.
gave you all that I could give.
"She will be the greatest queen this kingdom has ever seen," the king said to Ravenna, holding the baby in his arms. Ravenna, however, was not so sure. She knew that her daughter had been born with a gift, but she also knew that magic could be a curse as well as a blessing. As the years passed, the princess grew more and more curious about her mother's magic. She would sneak into Ravenna's chambers and watch as she cast spells and mixed potions. One day, as the princess was watching her mother work, she spoke up. "Mother, can you teach me magic?" Ravenna turned to look at her daughter, her expression serious. "Magic is not something to be taken lightly, my dear," she said. "It can be a powerful tool, but it can also be a dangerous one. I fear for what might happen if you were to misuse it." But the princess was determined. "I promise I will be careful," she said. "Please, mother, teach me." Ravenna sighed, knowing that her daughter would not be dissuaded. "Very well," she said. "I will teach you the basics, but you must promise to be careful and never use magic for evil purposes." The princess eagerly agreed, and Ravenna began to teach her daughter the ways of magic. At first, the princess was a quick learner, mastering the basics with ease. But as she delved deeper into the world of magic, she began to realize just how dangerous it could be. One day, as the princess was practicing a particularly difficult spell, she felt a surge of power rush through her. For a moment, she felt invincible, as if she could do anything she wanted. But as the feeling subsided, the princess realized that something was wrong. She felt a darkness creeping into her mind, clouding her thoughts and making her feel like she was losing control. Panicked, the princess turned to her mother for help. "Mother, something's wrong," she said. "I can't control the magic." Ravenna rushed to her daughter's side, her eyes wide with concern. "What have you done?" she demanded. "I don't know," the princess said, tears streaming down her face. "I was just practicing the spell, and then I felt this surge of power, and now I can't control it." Ravenna quickly assessed the situation and realized that her daughter had tapped into a dark and dangerous magic, one that could consume her if she didn't act quickly. Listen to me carefully, Ravenna said, taking her daughter's hand. You must focus, and you must let go of the magic.
A little wicked, that's what he calls me, 'cause that's what I am, that's what I am. No one calls you honey when you're sitting on a throne. No one calls you honey when you're sitting on a throne. Beware the patient woman, 'cause this much I know. No one calls you honey when you're sitting on a throne.
Eternal flame, you are reborn.
I am the Kingmaker's daughter. Императрицу тоже могут назвать великой.
Во мне течет кровь императоров.
You will never know the power of touch.
May God speak. Everything you have ever felt, everything you've buried. Even if you were a beauty,
You want to know a secret? I envy you. It's overrated.
still no one would love you.
It's slipping away. And it's my fault.
The princess nodded, her eyes filled with determination. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath, focusing all of her energy on letting go of the dark magic that had taken hold of her. Slowly, the darkness began to recede, and the princess felt herself regaining control. When she opened her eyes, she saw her mother smiling at her with pride. Ravenna, however, was not so sure. She knew that her daughter had been born with a gift, but she also knew that the gift came with a price. Ravenna was a powerful sorceress, and she recognized the mark on her daughter's forehead as a sign of immense magical potential. One day, when the princess was still a child, she stumbled upon a stash of psychedelic mushrooms in one of Ravenna's cabinets. She was immediately drawn to the strange, colorful fungi and decided to try them for herself. She ate one mushroom, then another, until she was lost in a psychedelic haze.
I'm not scared.
Yes, you don't need anyone. Legacy, you say? Power. That's what you live for.
İnanılmaz Zeynep. İnanılmaz hedeflerine. Come to me.
He envied you.
She was no longer the innocent child who had been born with a mark on her forehead. She was something else entirely, something dark and dangerous. Ravenna knew that her daughter's addiction to magic had taken hold. She tried to warn her daughter of the dangers of the path she was on, but the princess would not listen. She was consumed by her thirst for power, and she would stop it.
You've felt it since Sodden, haven't you? Or rather, haven't.
Felt it.
You're the desperate one, Yennefer.
The most.
The hero kills the enemy.
Which will prove what? That you are not a spy! Or that I am a killer! I'd be gift wrapping yet another reason for Stregobor to vilify me!
Then tell them the truth. You are not a threat because you have lost your magic. I know you to your core. Your pain is my pain.
I've searched the continent, trying every herb, every potion, every spell, to get back what I had. What I deserve. Without it, I'm nothing.
We must find a way to break the enchantment and bring her back to us. King, but how? Advisor, we must seek the help of the wise woman of the forest. She has knowledge of magic and can guide us in this time of need. King, then we must go to her at once. We cannot let the princess fall any further into darkness. The king searched high and low for a way to break the spell, but none of the sorcerers or wizards he consulted could help him. In his desperation, he turned to the forest, hoping to find some magic or wisdom there. As he wandered through the forest, he came across an old woman sitting by a stream.
What's lost is lost. What is lost is lost.
Geralt!
I've earned it. I deserve access to chaos.
You're born helpless, so you find strength, and then that's all they want you for, to use you. Then you find love, but it isn't real. It's a wish someone made once before they even knew who you were. And you find power, and it turns to ash in your hand.
How did you do that on your first try?
Sometimes the best thing a flower can do for us is die.
You're foolish. You can't be awake during the procedure.
I can.
I'm a survivor.